So how do you go from picking to tapping when you're improvising? How does that ever become like an integral part of what you do? It seems like you have to rehearse it first, right? Because, taking the pick and putting it in your hand or holding it with the other finger so you have, or picking with the middle finger, that's also an option, right? Instead of doing this, holding it with the middle and thumb, you can do this and then. But how do you go from one to the other? And the easy answer is to create a bridge. And the bridge always consists of hammer-ons and pull-offs, because we do need just a little bit of time, right? If you're doing an alternate picking thing, like, right, going from an upstroke to a tab is just too little time. It doesn't happen that way. So what I have is a simple bridge, and I'll just give it to you. It's simply just a little bit of a legato lick that you don't hear. Once you get good at it, the legato lick is so small, and you never really know it's there. And then that becomes a bridge to be able to tap. So I'm just going to give you a little sequence you can use, also to improvise the tapping part in a blues scale context. And then you can use that bridge forever, because it doesn't belong to me and it isn't a signature sound of mine because you don't hear it. So what do? Let's go close up here and let's investigate. So if we have the first position minor pentatonic in the 12th fret here, which means that it's an E minor. Right, we got the 12 and 15 on the low E string, and on the high E string and the B string. And then we got the 12 and 14, 12 and 14, 12 and 14 on the A, D, and G string. And what I do, and then the blue note right there in the 15th fret on the G string. So what you could do is, just to illustrate how simple this is, you might want to pick your way, right, up these 6 notes. This is not a lick, this is an explanation of how to use the bridge, so you can come from anything, right? Now you come from 6 notes of alternate picking. But then once you reach the high E string, which is where I want to tap in this case, then I just hit it with a pick stroke. And then I just use one of my super old sequences. It's not mine, but a super old sequences that goes like this. That's a lot of notes. That's enough time for me to reach up and be ready with my middle finger here, which is kind of a little bit weaker than my index finger, but it's not holding a pick. That's very comfortable, right? Or very convenient. So where do I have the notes here? I have them right there. So I have them there as well. So let's use the blue note right there as well. So all the notes I have available, just to visualize them before you start, is 12, 15, 17, then 18 and 19. So I got the blue note there, right? So I could basically tap these 3 notes, 17, 18, 19, and then I can hammer on to with my pinky there, and then just tap this, and then tap these. So it sounds like this. Just like that. So what I'm going to do is just I can also do that. I can just use, right? I could also have gone. That's pure blues scale, but it's a little bit stretchy. Right? I can keep doing that. By the way, I can keep playing my bridge over and over again, and just wait for my finger to be ready, right? So. Right? But let's just say I'm doing the 9th here in the blues scale. So I go. All right, let me just play that slowly for you. 12, 14, 15 on both strings, and then hit that note. Hammer on to 15th, pull off again, 14, 15, 14, and 12, and then I can go, just tap a note there, in this case it's in the 19th fret, and pull off again. So I go, and then I just go up and down my 3 notes down here. Right, so I go. So it's just up and down 12, 14, 15. And then I tap the 19th, then the 18th, then the 17th, right? I can also tap this actually. I can tap the 15th fret, even though I'm also... Right? So for a weird sound. So, but please note that this is only an example. I could also be playing... But as soon as I hit that E string, this is what I play. So how do I come out of it again? I can go, right? Whatever it is. But the key is to practice playing this little sequence here. From anything you usually do, any lick, any run, any sequence that you know already, you practice, going like, say, if I'm playing... And then I practice going back. As soon as I hit that note, whatever I'm playing, right? You go back into something else and into it. That's why we call it a bridge. You go over it to get to the tapping part. And you can do anything once you're in the tapping realm, right? And then you use legato to get back into the picking again. But you have to practice that little... But instead of practicing a million things, like a million little bridges, and then having to combine that with a million little licks or other things you do, you only have one. So that's basically the concept, and it works every time. And you can use it for any type of thing you want to combine. So read the tabs, get practicing, and remember to subscribe. Go download the free course here, and any comment you have, feel free to leave it. And I'll just see you in the next video or one of these relevant videos you see on the screen in a second here.